What's good, YouTube? This is Mikey C here again, and today I'm bringing you my top 30 wide receiver rankings for this year's upcoming 2020 NFL Draft. First and foremost, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click on the button, give me a like. Definitely love to read some comments. If you guys have any, I love to hear people's opinions, and that way we can chat back and forth. Insight is always great to hear from outside the box. So, without any further ado, go ahead and get this going. First up, I got two honorable mentions this year. Guys from colleges that are definitely not Power 5 or even noticeably seen on TV that much. Omar Bayless, he had a pretty good combine. Got great size, 6'3", 207 pounds. Had 93 receptions last year for Arkansas State. Over 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns. To me, he'll get drafted. I truly believe he'll get drafted. Definitely on the third day. At worst, a seventh rounder. Same with Aaron Parker at Rhode Island University. He's got good size at 6'2", 209 pounds. 81 receptions, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. If he doesn't get drafted, he could definitely be an undrafted free agent. But at best for him, I think he could be a 7th round pick. And for those that don't know who's in that photo, that is the great Rod Smith. I have him up here next to these guys because he is arguably the greatest undrafted free agent to ever play in the NFL. Hall of Famer Rod Smith, so I want to give some props out to him. Now let's get with my rankings. From here we got from 30 to 21. At 30 at Ohio State, we got Benjamin Victor. He's got good size, 6'4", 199 pounds. And he's got some good speed too, 4'6". That was pretty impressive to read. He's a 7th round pick. He had a good Senior Bowl as well. I definitely see him being drafted on the 3rd round or in the 3rd day as most of all these guys from 30 to 21. Next up, Quintez Cephus out of Wisconsin. 38.5-inch vertical, 4'7", 40. He's strong, 23 reps in the bench press. He's got some off-field concerns. 6'1", 270 pounds. He's got size, but I know off-field with me in my rankings, it's really hard to have somebody high. But there are always people that want to take chances on people. For me, I got a mid-6th round pick for him. Next up, Courtney Davis, Texas A&M, 4'5", 440, at 6'2", 200 pounds. He's definitely caught somebody's eye, I'm sure, with that size-speed comparison there. Early 6th rounder on my board. Wouldn't be surprised if he got drafted earlier. Next up, Aaron Fuller, I think may move up on my board if when I do one more before the NFL draft. He had a great, strong combine. He's 5'11", 187 pounds. I think the big thing for him that's going to be more valuable than anybody is his punt return ability. And to find somebody at worst being a great game-changing punt returner, it's worth the early 5th round pick. Gabriel Davis out of University of Central Florida. He's got great size, speed. 6'3", 212 pounds, ran a 4'5", 440. He's got great hands. UCF did great these past couple years. Even co-winning a national championship. Asterisk on that one. But Gabriel Davis, early 5th round pick. I see him contributing very early in his NFL career. The guy pictured here, Antonio Gandy Golden, AGG. Because he's going to Liberty is what's going to hold him back from being talked about as a guy that could be a day 2 pick. And I still believe he might be a day 2 pick. At 6'4", 220 pounds, 4'6", 40, 36-inch vert. He put up 225 22 times. He's got great hands. post up ability in the end zones. It's almost the size of tight end. I could easily see somebody fall in love with him and being drafted in the third round. Here I have him as a late fourth round pick, and he'll be a quality player. Could be a gem, steal in the draft. As far as the rest of these guys go, I think are all going to be steals, being late, early day 3 guys. John Hightower, 6'3", 175 pounds, at a strong combine, 4'4", 340, 38.5-inch vert, a 4.21 20-yard shuttle. That's pretty impressive. It's not the best one out there. Somebody coming up had a better one than that. John Hightower was productive at Boise State. The only thing that I'm worried about is his slight frame, 6'3", 175 pounds. That's small. That lower body, not thick enough. I don't know. Will he be able to break tackles? Will he have yak yards? I don't know. But he could be a steal for somebody. Same with Devin Duvernay out of Texas. He's got a great route tree, great hands, 4'3", 940, 4'2", 20-yard shuttle, 5'11", 210 pounds. Someone could line up on the outside or in the slot. He's going to be, I think, maybe one of the biggest steals in this draft. As well as Isaiah Hodgins out of Oregon State. 6'4", 209 pounds, 4'6", 140. Huge hands. Guys that got huge hands, almost 11 inches. That's pretty ridiculous. 36.5-inch vertical at 6'4" is pretty nice. The thing that caught my eye about him, though, is his 20-yard shuttle, a 4.12. The guy is quick. He's quick out of the gate. He's got the size. He's got the huge hands. I think he may be the biggest steal of this draft. Somebody's going to grab him and find a great end zone target. Another guy with great catch radius is Brian Edwards out of South Carolina, 6'3", 215 pounds. The kid had an amazing OBJ-esque catch during the season that probably brought the attention to him more than anything. He was South Carolina's Mr. Football coming out of high school, but his numbers were okay. weren't off the charts. Combine could have been better, but he's definitely worth a first mid-round, mid-fourth pick, day 3 guy. Could go as early as a third round. I wouldn't be surprised. Next up, we're going to get to my 11 to 20 guys. Starting with 20, I know Tyler Johnson has a lot more people fighting for him to be more in that top 10 range. Not top 10 overall, but as in like a top 10 wide receiver, maybe even as high as 15. But I did watch some tape on him. Size is great, 6'2", 205. Not that impressive at the combine. He has way too many drops. That's the thing that concerns me. If he can get that fixed, he could be a solid contributor to a team. Next up, we got a guy that didn't even really play wide receiver last year. Lynn Bowden, 6'1", 199 pounds. He had to play quarterback for Kentucky this past year. And that just proves to me that he's a Swiss Army knife. And I feel like a guy like that, it can be very, very good and scary to defenses trying to figure out what they're going to do. He can line up anywhere on the field, running back, slot, out on the outside. He could be your wildcat quarterback. He for a team that thinks outside the box, he'll get drafted and he may have some very key roles. He could be even like a Tyreek Hill type player. Next up, Quaz Watkins. He was one of the fastest guys there, running in the high 4.3s out of Southern Mississippi. That's who we got pictured here. He's due to his 6'2", 190 pounds, and his speed. He's gonna have somebody fall in love with him, and they're gonna be all over him, using him on the outside. Whether it's a decoy or not, he's gonna open up the field for a team that drafts him as early as early 4th round. But he could also probably go because of his speed size combination on day 2. Next up, a guy that I probably have ranked a little low I most likely will have him a lot higher before the draft. Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was the top recruit coming out of high school. 6'2", 208 pounds. Guy's got huge hands. 4'4", 40, 44-inch vertical, 11.5-foot broad jump. The numbers there, he just didn't put it all together, I think, at Michigan. But I think the teams in the NFL, guys actually make the money to do the drafting and come up with these kind of boards. He'll get drafted. Probably even as high as a late second round pick. I would not be surprised. Next up, one of my favorite guys in the draft this year, Colin Johnson. His 40 time wasn't great, but he's like a horse. He just gallops. Like 6'6", 220 pounds. He could even be turned into a tight end, a slight tight end though. Not going to do too much in the blocking game, but I just see this guy being a mismatch in the NFL. Who's going to be able to catch over him? At his size, I see him piling up, not maybe a lot of receptions during the year, but I think his yards per catch or per reception, and then his touchdowns, I think he'll get a lot of touchdowns just be off his size alone. Next up, Juwan Jennings. I saw one mock draft where I had the Packers taking him in the first round, and I had to go back and do some research because the guy was like a fifth, sixth round pick to me before I saw that. And then I realized, okay, the guy's great at returning the ball, but then he went and had a horrible combine, 4'7", 29-inch vertical, 6'3", 205 pounds. Got the size. I don't know. The jury's still on him to me, but right now I see him being a day 2 pick, late third round. But if he goes fourth or fifth round, it wouldn't shock me. Next up, the next two guys very similar in my mind. Van Jefferson out of Florida, 6'2", 205 pounds, amazing hands, great route tree, just smooth player. He might not do the flashy stuff, but he's gonna be a favorite target to any quarterback. And same with KJ Hill, 6 foot, 195 pounds, great route tree. He ran a 4.6 40. He's strong for his size, 17 reps at 225, great hands. The two of these guys will be off the board, maybe even end of the second round, but I don't see them being on the board still when day 3 comes around. Then we got KJ Hamler at Penn State. Small in stature, 5'9", 176. Not too slight because of his height. He looks the part, though. He does. He really looks the part. Fits the slot. But he just had too many drops. He is a redshirt sophomore. Could have some more tape. Somebody get all of him, shake something loose on him, and make him a better receiver and controlling the ball. And maybe somebody will take him, maybe a late first round, early second round. But to me, I got him early third round at best. Then we got Jalen Reagor. Everybody's really looking forward to his combine, and he didn't impress like people thought he would, but he definitely didn't let anybody down. He's just outside my top 10, but he could easily be a day 1 pick. I would not be surprised if he was a first round pick. 5'11", 195 pounds. He put on some weight. He's a little bit thicker, but he ran a 4.47. Jumped 42 inches, and then he goes and have an 11.5-foot broad jump. The numbers are there, so somebody gets to coach him up, goes to a team that knows how to develop receivers. He may not be drafted in the first round, but he could end up being a steal if he's drafted outside the first round. Jalen Reagor, TCU, he's a player. Then we got our top 10 here. At number 10, I got Michael Pittman. Ridiculous size, 6'4", 220, built. Physicality, very physical as a receiver. Put up some decent numbers there at USC. Good hands. He's durable. I just see this guy being a ferocious player for a team that picks him up, give him a little bit more route running tree, and he may be able to produce pretty well at the NFL level. Brandon Ayuk, Arizona State, 6'1", 206 pounds, great hands, great return ability, a 4.5 speed, 40-inch vertical. He put on a show this year for Arizona State. He left people in the dust. His 40 speed does not match his tape speed. The guy's fast. He's got decent moves to break free from the defenders, from cornerbacks. A game against Oregon, which Arizona State upset Oregon. He put on a show against them. I see him possibly even being a first-round pick, but if he's there in the middle, late second round, somebody's going to get a player. Then we got Denzel Mims, a guy that's moved up dramatically in my draft board. 6'3", 215, 4'3", 840, 38.5-foot vert, and almost 11-foot broad jump. Great hand size, great size. Get some better route tree running. This guy could be a very scary receiver in the NFL. This is so deep, this draft. I mean, almost every player I've said so far can contribute in so many ways. Next up, Chase Claypool, the winner in my mind of the wide receivers portion of the combine, maybe next to Henry Ruggs, but the 6'4", 230, tight end size. And I heard he might even be heavier than that. He ran a 4.4, 240 and a 40-inch vertical. And he also put up the bench 19 times. He had decent numbers at Notre Dame. Inconsistent play from the quarterbacks. But Chase Claypool, he's going to possibly dominate. And I'm saying it now. He has the ability, I think, to be a Mike Evans from Tampa Bay Buccaneers type player in the NFL. I'm saying it now. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. But if I'm right, maybe I'm the first one to say it. But I think Chase Claypool will maybe sneak into the first round just because of what he did at the combine. But at worst, he's a day 2 guy, early second round pick. Somebody's gonna grab this guy and be very happy with him. And we got Justin Jefferson, another guy that impressed at the combine. 4.43 speed, 37.5-inch vertical, 10.5 broad, 6'3", 192 pounds, coming off a championship. Great quarterback play, great team. Is that the reason? I don't know. I think Jefferson actually is a good player, and whoever gets him in the first round, and I don't see him slipping out of the first round. I really see 7 wide receivers in this year's first round draft, and that's crazy to say that. But after Justin Jefferson, next we have Laviska Shenault, who may drop down a little bit in my board, but I still think is worthy of a first round consideration. 6'2", 220, ran a 4.5, 840 at that size. He lined up at running back as well this past year. Colorado had an okay season. His quarterback was pretty good, who may get drafted in this year's draft, may not. But I think Laviska Shenault reminds me of an Antoine Bolden type receiver, and if he's anywhere near what Bolden did, this guy's going to have a great career, and any team that drafts him is going to be very lucky. T. Higgins, Clemson, 6'4", 215. His catch radius is ridiculous. The guy's got long arms. I think he can scratch his kneecap without even bending over. And the fact that he's 6'4", somebody's going to just salivate off the chance of getting him. If due to possibly being 4 quarterbacks in the top 10 this year, which I didn't see that coming, T. Higgins will drop probably into the 20s this year, 20, 25 range. And the team that gets him is going to be very lucky to get him. It's just how deep this I can't say it enough how deep this wide receiver class is. Henry Ruggs, the Combine 40 winner so far. I'm making this on a Saturday night. I haven't really seen everything yet. Ran a 4.27, blazing speed. But he's also got 42-inch vertical and huge hands for his size, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's fluctuated in my draft from 3 to 6. Just because was he only good because of Jerry Jeudy being there, or because of the Alabama team itself. I don't know, but somebody's obviously going to fall in love with this guy's speed. It's hard to pass up, but the guy's actually a player too, unlike some guys that just only speed in the past. But Henry Ruggs, top 15, maybe top 20, just because of how the board may shake out with the quarterbacks and defensive linemen that are climbing as well. This draft in general is 3-4 round deep, I think, with quality talent. Jerry Jeudy, 6'1", 192. CeeDee Lamb, 6'2", 189. Both got great hands. Both got great route tree. Similar in 40s, 4.45 for Jeudy, 4.5 for CeeDee Lamb. Both got good verts. Jeudy is a technician, a great route runner. He is, in any other draft, would probably be a top 5 receiver, or top 5 player drafted. But just because this may become a defense and a quarterback heavy first part of the draft, he'll be you could see him 8, 9, 10, 11, but he will be off the board very early on day one. As well as CeeDee Lamb, who I see a great fit for the Arizona Cardinals. And the catch that he had at the combine is just says it all. Maturity with this guy. He's humble. That's a huge part to me. Put up great numbers at Oklahoma. Had great quarterback play that could have helped, could be system. But no, I think CeeDee Lamb is the real deal. And I'm hearing comparisons which boggle me is to Larry Fitzgerald. Oh, gosh. So, we'll see. But in my mind, CeeDee Lamb will be the first wide receiver taken this year in the NFL draft. Well, that's it for my rankings. Appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to have a mock draft. I'm going to try to get one together tomorrow. Have it put out. And I also, for some of my friends, want me to do an NBA one. I'm going to get one out next week. And it's a lot harder to do NBA rankings, but I'm going to give it a shot. Everybody that watched, I truly appreciate y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave some comments. Till next time, deuces.